the Voncast show. Today I got third occurring guest, Quinton. How's it going, man?
Alright, doing great, man. Just living.
Good.
Exactly.
For those who don't know, who are you and what do you do?
So my name is Quinton Cameron. I'm a director, a screenwriter. My background is in photography and cinematography, but I mostly can concentrate on the art of directing and storytelling with screenwriting.
Cool. So last time you go by Q, now it's Quinton. What's the story behind that, man?
Right. So basically,
cool.
Should be good.
All right.
Living. Yeah, this might some equipment work, huh?
All right, welcome to the Voncast show. Today I got third occurring guest, Quinton. How's it going, man?
Alright, doing great, man. Living.
Good.
Exactly.
For those who don't know, who are you and what do you do?
So my name is Quinton Cameron. I'm a director, a screenwriter. My background is in photography and cinematography, but I mostly can concentrate on the art of directing and storytelling with screenwriting.
Cool. So last time you go by Q, now it's Quinton. What's the story behind that, man?
Right. So basically, the story was this past semester. So in my cinematography class, we all in the beginning had to introduce ourselves and be like, okay, what do you want to do, or what do you do in filmmaking, and what's your name? So I was like, okay, cool. So everybody did introduce themselves, but it was my turn, and so I said, hey, what's up, y'all? My name's Q. I'm a director, screenwriter. My background is in photography, cinematography, and so that was my initial kind of image of the class. I was like, oh, I'm a laid back dude. I'm cool, I'm chilling with it. I'm a director, screenwriter, whatever. So then after class, this dude, Quasi, super dope dude, he was like, yo, why did you, what's your real name? Why'd you call yourself Q? And I was like, oh man, well, my real name's Quinton, but I just go by Q because it's short. And he was like, why would you give someone an easy route to, to identify you, to call you out? I was like, damn, I didn't really look at it like that, and then that kind of led me to think about the idea of, why I've noticed I wasn't being taken serious during certain parts of my career, so I'd always be looked at as oh, that's cute, instead of that's Quinton, it was kind of a little difference. The subconscious kind of thing I noticed with people when I communicate with them, they'd be like, oh yeah, he's it's laid back guy, I wouldn't be taken serious. So yeah, so ever since then I've been going as Quinton, and everybody's been kind of just vibing with it. Yeah, so
my full name is Von Carl.
Yeah.
I don't like it too much. I went by Carl for a long time.
Yeah.
But when you think of Carl, you think of Carl's Jr., the guy from GTA 3. And Carl is the guy from, was that Fresh Prince?
Carlton, yeah.
And then one day, it was 2007, I remember, I would see some, I'm old, right?
No.
And then I saw this really hot girl, on the bench, by the where you eat.
Yeah.
I'm getting old. What's that place called?
What was it? Cafeteria? Yeah. The marketplace. Yeah.
Yeah. And her and her attractive friend, and I walked up to him. I'm like, hey, what's up? And hey, what's up? And I'm like, yo, my name is Carl. Oh, Carl? I don't like that name. That's my ex's name. Do you have another name? I'm like, oh, my name's Von Carl. Oh, you go by Von. Ever since then?
Really?
Von. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, Von's a nice name. I love that.
Thank you. I like Von too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. I think Quinton has more a serious tone, like a director or some side. Q, I think it's a nickname with you and your friends, but when you get to a professional level, Quinton.
It's just I feel I was gifted to have that name, and the thing is I'm a person, and obviously every person needs to be taken serious, to have that serious tone, but then just to take the easy route of acknowledging someone, I feel is disrespectful. And unless that person's cool with it. If they're cool with it, then I'm okay, for sure. But for me, if I don't know you on a family type of level, then yo, you call me Quinton. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Because when I see the name Quinton on a paper or something, oh, Quinton, well, who's this? You know?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Cute. That's the homie, you know?
yeah.
Quinton has that more professional, formal, you know, it gives it that off.
Yeah, it does, you know, and at the same time, it's like, I mean, I'm still kind.
Right.
You know, I can't change it up where I'm like, I don't really go as like that nice guy because,
Right.
you know, nice is like, it kind of ties to the idea of like naive, you
Right.
know. But then if you're a kind person, you're an honest person. And I'm an honest guy, you
Right.
know. So, you know, I'm a kind person, I care, you know.
Right.
So it's, yeah, that's why I kind of want to struggle.
I like that.
Yeah, so.
I like that. So last time you were on the podcast, it was November 2017. It was right after a collective lifestyle event when it was still open. I think there was an open mic. It was a monthly thing, and we went to Vaughn's, and we got some root beer.
Oh, yeah.
Some root beer.
Yeah.
No, I got some root beer, and then we went back to your place. That was November 2017. Now it's January 2019. You and I, a lot of times we talk about positive changes and positive mindsets. Any positive changes or mindsets you've adopted since November 2017?
Like a ridiculous amount, like a lot.
Tell me more. As Joe Budden said.
I'm gonna be.
Tell me more.
I've been, you know, main thing is adapting like discipline. A lot of discipline. You know, discipline when I have like, let's say, whenever there's something like negative that happens to me, right? I'm more of so like, how is this helping me? Like, did something happen to me or is it happening for me? Is life working with or against me? So I'm always with the part of like life is working with me, you know? Been like super concentrated just making sure my frequency is like on a high note. And just doing good, being good to people, like inspiring people, motivating, you know, others, and just like, you know, that just really just been trying to stay as in line as I can, you know. Reading a bunch of books like all the time. Like you'll never catch me without a book. Like I'll be on set with a book.
Okay.
Why? That's how it is. I always got a book on me. So
okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to this topic. Any book recommendations you recommend to the audience, or ones that you've read that had a profound effect on you? List a few, maybe.
okay. So I'd say one I feel like everyone needs to know is and read is The Richest Man in Babylon, because I mean I'm gonna keep it real. Like if we're in, you know, Western society and all that stuff, where you know we have like, you know, of course like money, currency, right? Or anywhere that there's like currency. If you know how to, it's cool, yeah. Like if you know how to like handle like your money,
Yeah.
you're chilling.
Yeah.
You're chilling. You know what I mean? Like that's the number one thing is like gotta know how to handle your money. You know, so I've been really on that tip. Like just been like every payment I get, like I'll put some away. You know, like some away for taxes, and I'll put some away. You know, like for what is it? Just like, you know, for rent. You know, savings, and then I'll have like, you know, my other necessities I'll pay off, and you know, just stuff like that. So definitely Richest Man in Babylon is one of them. Man, this is kind of tough. Okay, no. Number one, Think and Grow Rich.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Think and Grow Rich is number one, because like that's a book that, I mean, I already had like a bunch of confidence in like my craft and like myself in terms of like going forward for filmmaking and like whatever I'm doing my craft. But that book implemented like a way where I could manifest, but at the same time like work at my goals, and it isn't like a fantasy.
Right.
Like my quote fantasy of having like directing and writing a TV show, you know, that like I pitch and create isn't a fantasy. It could be a reality. So that's like definitely a book that like I recommend. So I say like it goes from like Richest Man. No, I'm sorry.
Think and
Grow Rich,
Mm-hmm.
Richest Man in Babylon, and then the last one let's say like three. The last one would be I feel like. I was Alchemist. I think like Alchemist is a good one. I just read that book.
What's that one about? Because the term alchemy seems it's very loaded because alchemy doesn't seem real. It's like you can turn lead into
gold.
gold, but I hear the deeper meaning is not the actual physically turning lead to gold.
Exactly.
It's your circumstances and negative situations into positive ones, correct?
Right. Yeah, so like really just like finding your heart and listening to your heart type of thing. That's like the main concept of that book. Because I feel like we get so caught up in our ego, and I'm gonna keep it real. Ego isn't bad. Like we're gifted with the ego. You know what I mean? It's here to keep us safe. You know, give us like identity in the physical like realm. I'd say. You know, but it's more so like letting go of your ego and just like listening to your heart. You know, and so like the Alchemist is basically around that concept. You know. And they use like the metaphor of like alchemy to be like, this is my path. You know, like one of the characters is like, this is my path. Like this is not your, you know, this is not your goal to like turn lead into gold or whatever. That's mine. You do you. And so it's basically a journey about like this kid's way into like finding what he wants, what his calling in life is. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's something like everyone needs to do. Like if you have the privilege to like have good health. And you know, and like you're not worried about like life stuff, you know what I mean? Like, well, I mean, you could be worried about like life stuff and all that, but if you have the privilege to actually go for what you feel like you're passionate about, it's like go for it. So that's basically what the book's about. Yeah, I'm just bummed.
Right. So with that said, you spoke about positive mental attitude, higher frequencies. How do you navigate through off days? Because everyone has them. No matter how positive you are, how much yoga you do, you will encounter and experience off/bad days. How do you navigate through those?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, for one thing, you gotta accept you're gonna have bad days. Like I read this book, The Tao of the Wu, and it talked about like this idea of anything that goes down. Let's say like I rumble this like cloth, right? It's gonna happen until like, when I stop, it's gonna be at peace, right? So you're gonna have like, let's say storms. Like storms are gonna come by, right? It's gonna be shitty, you know what I'm saying? But then like, eventually it's gonna be peace. Drop a ball, it's gonna stop, peace. So it's like, whenever you have like, well, for me, I feel like whenever something goes down, I know there's gonna be like, it's gonna be a low key hell at the moment, but like, it's more so knowing that like eventually it's gonna be peace. This is temporary right now. If I'm still alive, I'm cool. So it's more so that just keeping that in mind, accepting like my feelings, accepting like the what's happening at the moment, and just keep going. Whenever, especially like in creative slumps, like I've like been through a bunch of creative depressions, and at first like they're super like bad. Like it just be like, boom, like, do you really want to do filmmaking? Boom, like, you sure about it? Boom, is it safe? It'll happen, and I'll go into like the deepest little depression, right? But then I'll just come back like, no, I'm coming back. I'm gonna do this. I'm a filmmaker. I'm going. And then like, it came to a point where I was just like, okay, now these depressions got so small that it'll happen for a second, and I'd be like, no. Now I'll go right in my computer, start like writing up a script, or I'll like start doing like a treatment for like a film, music video, whatever. So it's more so I come back with that, or I'll just like I'll talk with someone, like I'll call up my girlfriend, and be like, yo, like I'm not feeling that good right now. Like, yo, we talking, see what's good, and that helped me out too because I'm getting that energy out there. It isn't like I'm putting that energy on someone because I feel like if you have that intention to do it, then it'll happen. But I don't have that intention. I just need to get this out, and so that'll happen, and then I'll be cool.
You have a YouTube video about New Year's resolutions and how 2019, or advice on how to not let 2019 run you down, run you over. Yeah. Can you talk more about that?
Yeah. So me as like not getting run over by 2019, I take that as like, I made that title because I want people to like really think, are they getting ran over by time? Right. And being so, it's like I got that concept from like, are you gonna run the day or is the day running you?
Okay.
So I would think about it, I'm like, okay, say if there's so many hours in the day, how many of those hours am I putting towards like my craft, my goal, what I want to do with life? Is, and I'd be like, I'm really thinking like, damn, I really didn't do anything. Let's say like a couple years ago, I was thinking like that. Like I'd be like, how many like treatments or how many scripts have I written? None. I would just say I'm gonna do stuff, but it never happened. My day would pass by. My day ran me, and so it kept happening. And then I started realizing like, why isn't all these people who say they want to do stuff? It never happens because they're getting ran by the day when we have the privilege to run it. So I'm like, how are you gonna run 2019 so it doesn't run you? Because a lot of times it's like, people talk like, I hate talking. I'm like, do it. They'll say, I'm gonna be this and this person in 2019. They say it, but then 2019 is running over them by like month by month by month, and then 2019 like ran over them all the way. So it's kind of like that's like the main concept right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Very true. Also, too, you spoke about being present in that video. What to you means being present?
Okay, so while that you said that, literally, like I was telling my girlfriend this like yesterday, I was like, I feel like being like the word and the idea present is like some type of like, it's been popping up everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, random like, books I read talking about being present, just everywhere, right? So I feel like it's like a main thing for me right now. And it's good that you brought that up. I feel like being present is forgetting, like letting the ego go and really stopping your mind. Like I've been doing yoga a bunch, and like one of the main things is like concentrating on your breath, because that's like your life right there. That's your prana, And if you concentrate on just your life force, you forget about all these different things happening in your life, because that's your brain talking to you. That isn't like your soul talking to you. So your soul knows better for me. My soul's like, all right, here you are, enjoy the moment right now, right? And so then whenever I meditate, whatever, I'm always just like, here I am. And then that adapted to like me like every day. I'll walk, when I'm walking, if I'm not reading, most of the time I'm either just like thinking about like, okay, positive stuff, right? Or I'll be thinking about like what happened, recently that I'm like, I need to like, come to grips with or whatever. But then when I start noticing that's starting to become like a problem for me, for my heart, my soul, whatever, I'll just be like, okay, come back to the moment. You know what I mean? So then like I'm present, worry about any type of emotional issues or whatever. I'm cool, I'm here,
Yeah, because it's interesting. I read it too. I think Eckhart Tolle said.
Eckhart Tolle. Yeah.
Power of Now.
Yep.
Another good book.
Yeah.
A lot of us tend to live in the past, in the future, but never here. Yeah. Right? I mean, they kind of don't. Anything that's gonna happen is happen in the present.
Right.
I mean, it's a really interesting concept to wrap our heads around.
Yeah.
But I think, what is it? I think if you think into the future too much, that causes anxiety.
Oh, so much.
And I think if you live in the past too much, it's like, I don't think it's the clinical term depression, but like you're like, if you live in the past, it's like you're not present.
Oh.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
It's weird because like we allow something that was made by us to torment us.
Right.
Time was, in my opinion, I had to relearn the concept of time. Because I feel like nowadays it's like you have to kind of like maneuver like a lot of like, like human-made things. So we have, let's say like finances, right? Obviously that was made by us, right? But if we allow it to run us, then we can't, and we don't know how to like manipulate it, then it's gonna torture us. Time, I feel like we don't know how to think about it, it's gonna torture us. So I'm like, so if you think of it like, you have people who put so much power into time that they'll be like, let's say like 50.
Right.
And they're like, I've worked this job from like 9 to 5 all these years, and I never pursued my passion of, let's say, like painting, right? They're like, damn, I wasted all these years, time. Right. But in reality, it doesn't matter. Like time was literally made by something that's like of us.
It's a man-made construct.
It's not. Yeah, we put too much power into it. Yeah.
But also at the same time, I don't want to take away from people who've experienced traumatic conditions in the past?
Oh, absolutely. That's a real thing.
That's a very real thing. So
Yeah.
I think we're just talking about in general.
Yeah.
In general, whereas people who've experienced traumatic experiences, who've gone through those, that's something totally different.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not downplaying those.
Yeah, there's like a difference from like, you know, like something that, you know, biologically you're going through.
Right.
You know, like depression and stuff like that. Like, you know, that's a biological thing.
Yeah.
You can only do so much. That's why, you know, it's like you always want to take in mind that. But then, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. With that said, last time we spoke, you started doing comedy skits. I saw the Elon Musk one, the Alien one.
Oh, yeah.
And before you were doing mainly music videos, right?
Yeah.
So talk to us about the transition and you know how you got into comedy and whatnot.
Yeah. So like I love music videos. Like I remember being like younger, just watching like a bunch of like ludicrous stuff and all that. I was like, yo, this is dope, you know, like, and that when I decided to take filmmaking serious, I was like, let me hop in and do music videos, right? Because I saw, you know, Josh and I was like, oh, if he did, I could probably do it, you know. So I did it, and like I was like, okay, this is dope, and but I felt like there was something missing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like, this is tight, I love it, but there's something missing about it. But then I, you know, go back and I'm like, yo, man, I've always been like that goofy dude, you know, like I love comedy. I remember growing up watching like Dave Chappelle, like watching like The Office, like Simpsons, like I love that. And then at the same time, like comedy films like This Is the End. I mean, well not This Is the End. What's that movie with
Bird Box?
No, oh, Bird Box. That was good.
Is it? I gotta check it.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the memes. I haven't seen it yet, but I saw the memes are tight.
It's good. Yeah. Like, you know, just stupid comedy films. You know, I love that type of like scary movie. And I was like, man, I want to do stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then like I was thinking like I could do that because I mean I have a camera. And I'm like, let's see what's good. So like I did like my first one, which was like my mom's on Tinder.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, cool, that was alright, you know. And then I mean I love that. I was like, that's dope. And then I was like, okay, let's do another one, you know. So like I'll do them here and there, and like I did like some school projects with like comedy sketches and stuff. But then I was like, let me do like short films. Like I want to do that. And so like I did my first short film, and that was actually, it was like Cards Against Humanity or Die, and that one came out like hella good. I was like, okay, this is what I need to start doing, you know. And then that eventually like led to me being like, whoa, wait, what if I could like do a comedy series like and have it on TV? And so now that kind of like transitioned from that, and like I'll still do music videos, but like it's like I'll only do them with specific artists who are down to make cinematic stuff, you know, because like, I feel like artistically, like if I get comfortable with like one thing, it's just my personal opinion, like pattern. If I get comfortable with like one thing, then I'm just like, okay, then that leads to like a creative depression because I'm like, I want to do more, right? And then now I'm starting to like pick up little cues of like, oh wait, try this out, and then I'll go and do it, and I'm like, I love this, and so that kind of like transitioned to the actual like, you know, like comedy sketches and then short comedy films, and I'm actually I do like drama stuff too. So like that led into that as well. So like I've literally just started working on a drama piece today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any upcoming projects for you? Or
Yeah.
you can talk about?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll talk about like, all right. So just because I love like talking shit, you know what I mean? Like I was like, yeah, as and my roommates, I'm like the number one just dude talking shit, you know. And I was like, okay, let me talk shit about Bird Box. So like I have like a Bird Box like little comedy piece ready. Like I'm just gonna like I like the homie mine. Oh, Quasi, the dude I mentioned. Yeah, we're gonna get ready to shoot that, and then a potential music video coming.
Okay.
I have this like comedy film, short film called V Gang coming out.
Like vegans?
Yeah, talking shit about vegans.
Okay.
Even though I'm vegan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
I talk shit about so many like things that like I relate to, like for example like trap music and all that. Like SoundCloud rappers, like I made a short film about like zombie SoundCloud rappers, right? So like Apocalypse is SoundCloud rapper. So like, I like talking shit about
I like that.
Yeah, so like that, and then like this one I just started working on today, like I'm like halfway done like the first draft of like the script. It's a drama piece about kind of like about the concept of like judgment. I really want to like bring that forward to people, you know what I mean? Just like be like, okay, why would you judge someone based upon their appearance? And like what's the deeper level of that, and how can you build like a connection with that person that you judge? So that's kind of like the piece I'm writing right now. So there's like a bunch of different things, because like my winter break, I'm just getting them out, you know. So yeah.
Describe to us your creative process. How does that work for you?
Yeah. So okay, I've always been like, so my creative process is weird, and it's personally like it works for me, but like I you know, it's different from everyone else. And usually I don't really like sharing this, but like I'll do it, you know.
It's the basic stuff. I don't want
basic.
to
Okay.
spill the sauce.
Literally like
Are you the type that goes to coffee shops?
hell yeah, all the time. Yeah, so I'll go to well, how should I put it? Okay, so I'm always I mean, if I'm not like with my family or like having like downtime, like just kind of doing something like outside of it, I usually sit down and it's weird because I'll be like, okay, I need to make something, and then I'll wait, and then I'll literally let it come to me. I don't force it, you know, or if I know like if that idea isn't coming to me, I'm still gonna work on something regardless, because it'll come. But I treat creativity as like my best friend. You know, like I treat it as a person who comes to me when they want to talk. So it's kind of like, I'm like, okay, like I'm sitting down, universe, whatever, like whatever you want to throw at me, I'm a creative.
I like that.
You know, that's just me. I just like, and that works super well with me. I just like, I'm always, that's why I feel like doing this holistic, like, you know, kind of like help for myself, kind of like allowed me to be open for that creativity to come, because it's coming from somewhere that's greater than I am. Right. I'm just a vessel. I
like
feel
that. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I'm just a vessel, and for comedy and stuff like that, I'm a vessel for that. Those comedy ideas that come for people who are like, who need a laugh, because laughing is good for you. So I'm like, okay, here we go. Here's that, you know, or like for thoughts that people need to think about, like some of my drama films, I'm like, here's something for you to think about here, you know, or just for myself, I'm just like, okay, I need to let something out here. I don't know what it'll be, but I'm gonna put that name, that identity to it, the message, and boom, here you go. So that's like kind of like my process. And I just go in and I don't stop working. Like I'm literally the hardest worker with it. I'm like, I won't pick up my phone. I'm just like, boom, let's go. Like first thing in the morning, I just boom, you know.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's
my weird mind.
Yeah, that's great. I've never heard of that concept before, where you're like a therapist and you let you treat creativity as an individual.
Yeah. And
you let creativity talk to you as if it were a being.
Yeah, because
I like that.
I mean, I look at it like this, man. Like I said, I come at the world like a little, like, I don't know. I think of it as this creative force, whatever it is greater than myself, because myself is the ego. But then whatever greater than the ego is like, I need to be friends with it because it's helping me. And so that kind of allows me to like channel in and be like, okay, whatever creative idea is here, you know, it wants to be created. So I'm gonna go ahead and create, because there's been times where like, I feel like, and there's a book called The Big Magic. It's so true. So I did this music video, and literally I was editing it, and I was like, okay, I need to concentrate on my schoolwork real quick. I'll go back to it. I wasn't giving my attention to the creativity. That idea jumped off, and I swear, man, like George Orzoko, like that director, he did a music video exactly like how I did.
Interesting.
And like I saw on Instagram, and even though when I was thinking I should have been working on my music video and put it out, almost the same exact concept. And I was like, fuck, man, like I'm like, that was my music video, man. But I didn't like cater to that idea. So I feel like it went to someone else. You know, I got like one of those concepts from like this book I read, and it's so true. I believe into like the point, you know, so yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, you know, I don't think I can view creativity as a person. Because I'd be scared as fuck at 3 in the morning. There's a person next to me.
It's like, hey, dude, this on my own shit.
Yeah, but I like that though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think of it as a person. I think of it as like an outer, kind of like universal type of thing. Just like, hey, here.
I want to sleep at night.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. You talked about yoga. That's something that's. I remember you didn't always do yoga. How has yoga benefited you recently?
Like I can't start my day without yoga.
Really? So you wake up and do yoga?
Every single day I do yoga.
Okay.
Like every day. I got into it because of my girlfriend.
Yeah. Shout out Jess.
Shout out to Jessica. Yeah, she's amazing. And because like she's huge into yoga. Like her whole life is yoga. You know, if it's not yoga, hip hop is not her life. So we'd always hang out, and I see her book collection. And it was like a bunch of like books about like like yoga, chakras and all that. And I'm just like, oh, that's dope. Like and she took me to a yoga class, right? And a little backstory: I got like in an accident like 3 years ago, and like it messed up my neck.
Oh wow!
And, like, back. No, driving. Yeah. And
I don't drive.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a risk. You know?
There's Uber for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got in an accident and like it messed up my neck. So I was like, I'm in the chiropractor, and like they're like, yeah, like you gotta like strengthen up your neck, and I was like, all right, cool. But I'd always like kind of crack my neck and stretch it out, and then so that led to like now when my girlfriend was like, yo, you want to go to the yoga studio with me? I was like, all right, yeah, I get like free week, so the core power yoga, and then like start practicing a little bit of it, and I was like, oh, this is cool, I go here and there, and then it came to the point where like I did this class with my girlfriend. Now it was for her teacher training. She got her certification.
Congratulations!
Yes, wow, congrats, Jessica. Yo, you're tight. I like you a lot.
Wow.
Much love. Yes. Super tight. So she did that, and then she was in the class. She had to teach like a portion of like the sequence, and she taught it, and I just felt so comfortable with like her teaching, and it did something. I was like, wow, like I love this, and then ever since then, I don't know why, like I was like, I need to do yoga. So like I'd wake up like 5 a.m. usually around like 5:30 or whatever, and then like I'll just do yoga. And it helped my neck out so much, my back and everything. But it went beyond just like my physical health. Like it's like I have way more energy. Like whenever I do, yoga usually it's traditional. Like you do yoga first and then you meditate. So I'll do yoga and I'll meditate, and then that meditation is just like super relaxing. Obviously, you know what I mean. But then at the same time, it's just like I get really into that state of meditation, way deeper in it, so like it's dope.
I like that. I've been meaning to do yoga because I have poor flexibility, and I do feel that if I incorporate yoga, I can like strengthen my flexibility, because flexibility is good. It's gonna stretch your muscles in your back, especially if you're sitting all day in the chair. Yeah,
you're like this all the time.
Yeah. Backers thinking about it.
It's all bad. Yeah, no, you gotta move. And it's like I listened there. I got like this audiobook called Morning Miracle, or Miracle Morning, I think. Yeah. Did I tell you about that?
I think you might have.
I think I probably did.
Tell me more.
Yeah, so it talked about like, getting up early and like having like your own routine, right? And I have my own routine. And one of my routines is yoga. And in the book, he even mentioned the idea, like the author did yoga. And I don't know if that was like a little influence to it, because I just go out and run instead of do yoga. But then it just made sense of why it's such a good thing to do. Because you gain more flexibility, which you need, and you just feel alive. You feel good, So yeah. And
then meditation. Talk about that, because it's everyone thinks you have to sit in this like lotus pose and all that. How has meditation benefited you from your in general?
Yeah, so like I started meditating like 3 years ago. Okay. Yeah, I think like 3 or 4 years ago. And I started because I used to have like super bad anxiety. Oh shit. I had like hella bad anxiety. Yeah. And I started meditating. And I didn't really like knew what it meant. But then once I started doing it like a couple months in, it helped out a bunch. Like my anxiety levels like super down.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had depression. And then I was like, all right, like what should I do? It was like, okay, let me like incorporate like meditation back into like my routine. This is like probably 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And I meditated. Literally, it was like my medicine. Loved it. And like that meditation like ended up like I was just, it was weird. It's weird how it happens. Like I'll get into the meditation, right? And there's like a sequence of things that happen to me when I know I'm actually in like the state of meditation. And then like when I'm in the meditation, I feel like I get like these like different messages, you know, like some just like little like hints of advice to think about, you know, like for example, like I think it was yesterday, like when I was meditating, it was like, okay, here's like this thought, you know, and the thought was like, all right, like hey, recognize your ego, but then if you pay attention too much to it, you're gonna be living way more into something that isn't real, whereas you can just like concentrate on something that truly is real to you right now. Mm-hmm. That was literally like the message I had. And then I got out, I'm like, okay, cool. And so now like I literally have a fresh slate, you know, and I'm always like super just like mellowed out. I never really get stressed out, you know. I just feel great, you know. Yeah, so it's definitely good.
It also implemented a plant-based lifestyle, which I'm sure helps.
Oh yeah.
How have you been plant-based?
So I've been vegetarian for like a year and a half.
Wow.
I think a year and a half.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can't get down with meat. I can't do it. Like,
respect.
Yeah, I mean it'd be like there's like times like here and there I'm just like, damn, that looks good, and I'll take a bite, you know. But then after that I feel like super bad, just like, oh, like man, I shouldn't have done that, you know. But like a year and a half, and then like I went vegan. Mm-hmm. It's been kind of like tough.
It's tough.
You know, like, but it's been like probably like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I went like I've been battling like vegetarian veganism like for the past like I'd say like 3 to 4 months. Mm-hmm. But like that discipline that like I mentioned before, like it's been like helping out a bunch like with like the like more recent, you know, say like a week or two. I just been like okay, cool. If there's like dairy on it, I'm not gonna eat it. Like, you know, it's just I can't really do that. Yeah.
I think it's scientifically proven that it's healthier in your body in the long run.
Absolutely, dude. Like when I went vegan, I was just like, my mind is just been like, oh, here you go, here. You know, like I'm like, I feel like I'm sharper, you know, like than I used to be. You know, especially since like I came out of the depression, and which was like well, like I said, like 2-3 years ago. Like that's why I started making like the whole switch of like just that whole super, you know, positive mindset and like eating right, meditating, exercising. With the diet, it just makes a whole like new, I don't know, it just makes a new you know? You just feel good, so.
Sure.
Yeah, it's bomb.
Awesome,
man.
Yeah. You know, I used to be vegan in 2009. There was this cute photographer I crushed on. She was big vegan. You only be big vegan.
Big vegan on the street, dude.
Like, it lasted for summer. It was cool, man. I felt a lot healthier, you know.
Yeah.
I was definitely not living the healthiest lifestyle, but eating mainly plant-based really helped out. I had more energy.
Yeah.
And everything, and you know, if you want to think about it in the bigger picture, which is kind of scary, is you know, it's karma. You know, if you eat animal products, one could be said that all the cardiovascular diseases and all the diseases we receive from animal products is a result of karma from ingesting.
You know what?
Flesh.
It's funny you said that. Like because like you already know me, dude. I'm like spiritual dude, like, you know, and stuff like that. So one of the reasons why I went vegan and vegetarian is just because of that. And I'm thinking about, I'm like, dude, like, no. I mean, for me, I feel like I'm not made to eat meat. You know, just the way I was like, you know, it's just I can't, like, you know, you put that in your body, you know, you eat like a steak, you know, and then it's just like, you know, all these like little like, you know, cholesterol building up, and you say like where you're gonna get your protein and stuff like that, like need it from steak, you know, you eat meat. Protein's in everything, kind of plants, you know, like everything, you know. It's just like, why is it that like one source of, let's say like protein is looked at as like, you know, it's good and the other is bad, and like, you know, you're not gonna get it. Yeah. But in reality, it's like the other way around. Yeah. And I'm just like, wait, what? You know, what's going on? You know, so it's like, you know,
Right.
I feel like the karma thing is kind of real.
It's real. It's real.
Yeah.
I feel bad thinking of getting a Hot Pocket after this. But you know, I think to be fair, I guess it's moderation kind of thing. But it's definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
You know, I do feel I need to eat more plant-based.
Yeah.
It's because, you know, I'm getting older and my body's not the same, man. I can't.
This guy got you good, man.
I can't beer bong 3 beers and be okay the next day and do all that shit. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Oh, when I was your age? Oh. When I was your age, I don't want to say half the shit I did when I was your age because there's statute of limitations, but I'll talk to you after this. But you know, it was what a time to be alive. You know?
Yeah.
But definitely, I do agree that, you know, we got to take care of our bodies, and you know, I think our mental health should be number one priority for everything, because
that's,
you know, it's all we have. And honestly, like, you can have all the material possessions and you can look physically attractive or what people attain to be, but if your mental health isn't there, it's no point.
I honestly, mental health. You know, I think about all the time because, like, I go to downtown LA and like LA and all that, right? And it's sad because you see like a lot of like these homeless folks, like they're on the streets, but the thing is like it's due to like some mental, you know, like issues that they had, and like, you know, it's like it's so sad to me. Like, it literally breaks my heart because like it's such a huge thing. Like, you have like some people who like maybe don't have like a past of like mental illness. They get caught with something like drugs, or they get caught with like, you know, like a bunch of different things, or they just life just hits them super hard, and it's just like now they're on the streets. You know, it's like it hurts my heart so much. It's like it's such like an important thing. Like that's why I always I tell people openly, like, yo, I go to therapy here and there, you know, just because like you don't have to go to therapy like when you're feeling stuff. You just go get checked out, like how you go to the doctors to get physical, like you know, go to the therapist to get, you know, see what's good, you know, like it's important.
It's interesting how stress and mental health can manifest into actual physical diseases.
Oh, absolutely. You see it. You can see something. They're just like, you can tell something's wrong with, you know, something's wrong. It's just like, are you okay? And they're like, yeah, I'm okay, but those are words. It isn't truly who you know, how you feel, you know.
Interesting story, man. Remember Professor Bonavista?
Yeah.
She shared this story on Facebook. It was pretty scary. She was being harassed by a person on the street, but she knew that they had a mental health issue. And she was escorted to the car and everything, and she decided not to call the cops on them. So a person of color doesn't want to like really kind of, you know,
perpetuate
that. And she had enough compassion to be like, they can't help themselves.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna charge them. I'm not gonna call the cops on them.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show like her compassion and just like doing that. I mean, me, I would have probably like done something.
Yeah.
Because like if someone is, you know, she doesn't get scared easily.
Right.
For her to be scared like that, to be escorted into, you know, to be escorted to her car and everything, and to have compassion for this individual who does have mental health issues. She understood that, even though she might have been in danger.
Right.
But I don't know, I just wanted to share that because like she has compassion. She understood. You know, this is not them. I mean, they couldn't help themselves.
Yeah, it's like a lot of times they can't help. You know, they need help from other people. Right. You know, like, and man, it's a real thing. You know. And
she used that as like, you know, I hope like I'd like to teach the youth now, like, show compassion in those situations, and how, you know, acting erratically or violently or something of that nature can have such a long-term effect.
Yeah.
You know, let's say that happened and you assaulted that person and they might have gotten injured or, God forbid, killed. You know, you could have had a self-defense plea, but if it doesn't work out, you're sitting, you know, due time.
Absolutely.
All because of that. I mean, while I do agree self-defense is necessary, but only last resort. Yeah. But teaching compassion in that sense, I was like, wow. I read that, I'm like, damn, like that's very moving. That's actually a lot strong. That shows how strong of an individual she is.
Yeah. To
do that, because, you know, like, I don't know.
Yeah. And
out of that situation, I don't know if I would have done the same.
Exactly. Yeah. Shout out, you know, Professor Buenavista. Like,
awesome.
You've always been on like the flyest tip ever.
Yeah.
Like, you're dope. Like, thank you. I honestly, I give I'd give Professor Buena Vista like one of the reasons why I decided to go into filmmaking. Because she told me go to Billboard there, and that was a biomedical research program I went into. If I didn't go into that, and if I didn't like hate that, then I would have been like, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing like physical therapy, just do it. Like,
it's funny, man. Like I told her I interviewed you, and I think you said you had a class with her or something.
Yeah.
I told her like, Q, he's a physical therapist. She's like, what? Really? She would give that, her laugh.
Yeah.
It's like, no, no, that's weird. And I think I told her later that you switched your major. You switched your major into cinematography. She goes, I knew he'd do that. I'm like, damn, she has that intuition.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm like, I don't know why. She's just like, I don't know. She's a superwoman. Like,
yeah, she's super cool. You know what's funny? She got me to change one of my tattoos.
Really?
Yeah, it was my shin. It was an image of a Native American girl, which I got just because it looked cool.
Yeah.
And I remember I was in her office 2 years ago, and she goes to I wore shorts. Oh, cool tattoos. All right, cool, thanks. What are you gonna say if a Native American comes up to you, an indigenous person comes up to you? Hey, why do you have a caricature of my culture on your shin? And I'm like, it's like just say sorry. And I'm like, just say sorry. Like you didn't know. And she asked, when did you get this? 4 years ago. Oh. 4 to 6 years ago. You didn't know. She goes, okay. Because like you seem cool and everything, but it would be weird if if I introduced you to a colleague, you were wearing shorts and you saw that.
Yeah.
That person is indigenous to this land. And she goes, it'd be cool, maybe one day, maybe you can cover it up. Maybe tell them that, hey, one day I'm going to cover it up.
Yeah.
Me, and then so I had the opportunity to cover it up. I fucking did.
Hey. Yeah.
It hurt like hell. I was like, this is for the culture.
Yeah, for the culture.
I got a Grim Reaper. I got like Lady Death. It's like a female Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Angel did a really good job. But and I showed her. She was really proud of me. But yeah, she's really cool. Like she'll tell you straight up.
Yeah,
she's really straight up with you. And
I love that.
Yeah, love that too. Low key was mad I got a B+, but that's in the past. It's cool. I wasn't even mad. It's cool. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
I did well in Asian American Studies, but shout out to Professor Buena Vista.
Shout out.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Professor Buena Vista is awesome. So let's see. Where can we find you on social media? I know you got you got a couple. Like what's the main one?
So I mean, honestly, like I just keep it Instagram. Quinton.Cameron.
Okay.
QUINTON Cameron CAMERON. And Twitter, you want to like follow my little. I have like, I should take Twitter serious. I
utilize Twitter as I should.
It's so funny. Like my only goal on Twitter is to like just retweet the funniest shit. Mm-hmm. So like whenever I'm just like, I want to laugh, just go on Twitter, just go on my page and be like, oh, that's funny. Like that's literally all I do is just retweet funny shit. And then like now I'll post like random like motivational shit. Just like, oh, think about this. No, I'm here. So yeah, Quinton Cameron _ is like my Twitter handle. Yeah. And
I've asked this the last 2 interviews. I'm gonna ask it again because I don't think everyone always goes back to the first or second. And you may have a new perspective on this, but what advice do you have for someone who wants to follow their passion but are tied down by maybe like financial security, job security, pressure from the family to do like, what you should be doing as opposed to what you want to be doing?
Let me talk my shit.
Talk your shit.
Let me talk my shit. All right. So I did a video about this too, but so let's start with family, right? Now, I feel like a lot of times, especially with our generation, our parents' generation and their parents' generation, and so on, their main goal was to build. They were building the industrial, like they were the ones building this country up to how it is now. They built it up to the computers, So now we're in a situation where we don't really have to build anything. All we have to do is just innovate. even at the same time, back then we did have like great grandparents, whatever. They did art, right? But they had to go against the grain of normality. Our parents, grandparents are used to the normality of building. Our new normality is making money off of an Instagram post. Like, times are different, right? And also at the same time, it's like, like I said, I'm biased. I went ahead, I just did what I want to do, At the same time, I feel like our parents or our grandparents or whatever, if they're saying don't do it, why are you letting them live your life? You got blessed to be one out of what the chances of being a human to be on this planet during this time. Like, you're looking at this video at this time, you got a computer with internet, you're watching this at this time. It's such a rare time to live, so why not live our lives? Do that shit. And then and financially, you gotta get your money. But at the same time, comfort is a great thing. It's cool. You definitely be comfortable. You know what I mean? You have to be smart with your money. So how can you leverage being comfortable and being smart and still going, still putting yourself in uncomfortable positions? So let's say like moving out. You have the opportunity to move out and to like learn how to like handle your money and to like achieve your goals. If you're smart, you would read books, you would YouTube how to do this shit, and then you will do it, you'll grow, and then you'll hold your own self down. So when it is time to go ahead and like get your house or whatever, you know how to do it. So it's like, but at the same time, like you may have like a family member you may need to take care of. Cool. So how can you find a way where you can like, eventually ball out to have, to like be able to take care of them, move them in with you or whatever. It's like ways to leverage around things to like grow. I personally believe in that. So going back to the financial thing, you just gotta like really like know how to plan your money. Plan your money right, and then go for it. There's plenty of ways to do passive income. Get your credit up, save, make your money, make more money. If you don't know how to make money, make more money, then read. You got the internet for free. Go to Starbucks, get it, and there's absolutely no excuse. No fucking excuse. You can come at me with an excuse that's, trying to be comfortable, get out of my face with that shit. I'm gonna be real. I don't fuck with that. If I was able to like be like, okay, move out of Palmdale, right, and then come out here like save up, get camera, just do my whole thing, like starve sometimes, but then still be like, I'm gonna keep going. Then there's no, I feel like for me, there's no excuse. I can't do it. And it was, just do it,
We live in a very interesting time
where
creative endeavors seem more attainable. Like, let's say,
absolutely.
If I want to be a rapper like 10 years ago, I'll get laughed at.
Yeah.
Now, okay.
You can do it.
You can do it. With the technology we have and everything. What a time to be alive, sipping lean, without a doubt, in the future. What a time to be alive.
Right? It's like, I don't know, man. It's just like, I feel like we have so many privileges that, like, if we sleep on the privilege, then I feel like, like the universe, I feel like somehow knows we have this privilege. If we overlook what the universe is giving to us, then the universe is like, okay, cool. You're not going to get it anymore. Like, you had your time. I feel like, what you're doing right now, you're taking advantage of what you're doing. Like, you're like, fuck that, I'm doing this. Like, you're doing your podcast, you're doing music. Universe is like, I fuck with you. I fuck with you. But then someone who's like, oh, I want to do it. Here you are doing like all these podcasts this week. How many people are like trying to do like, no, I'm gonna do a podcast. No, you're doing the shit. It's like, say for me, I'm like, if I say I'm that filmmaker. Like, I'm not waiting for no one. If I ain't waiting for no one. Like, I'm waking up every day. I wake up. I'm like, someone's working harder than me. It'll be 5:30 a.m. And I'd be like, fuck that. I'm getting up. It's like, got the privilege to do it.
Another book. I think you and I touched on it. We forgot. Pause.
Yeah. I went on a tangent.
4 agreements.
Woo, bomb. That's a must-read book for everybody. I think we talked about that like in the first interview.
When you were talking right now, I'm gonna do this and do this. You're impeccable with your word.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be so real with you. Okay, so you always want to have your vibe is your tribe is your vibe. Tribe should be pretty small. People who are like-minded, right? And if they're impeccable with their word, every one of them are impeccable with that shit, those are people you need to fuck with because they're the ones who actually care about their life.
Yeah.
If they make promises to the most important person, which is themselves, and they stick with it, and they mean what they say, those are low-key gems of the planet. Because for the most part, if they're impeccable with their word, they care about others themselves because they know what they're going to do is going to afflict the universe around them. And if they're good, if they have good intentions, yes, do it. If they're like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this podcast in this day. And you're so impeccable, you're like, it's going down. I'm like, okay, you're destined to be just like a great person, inside and out. So it's like, that's dope. You have to be impeccable with it. My granddad always told me, your word is bond. So
yes.
You have to agree with your word. If you say you're gonna do something, do it and do it right the first time. That's that was ingrained in my head growing up.
Like that.
Yeah, my grandparents are just like, do it right the first time, and don't do it all. So it was just like, okay, cool. Let me do it right the first time. So it was like, you say what you're gonna do it right the first time, boom.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much, bro.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
It was amazing. Yo, thank you.
Voncast Show. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate you, bro. I'll see you around.
Absolutely.
Campus.
Campus, yeah.